Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and it's just me today. Jocelyn is actually at her mom's house. Her mom broke her foot, so Jocelyn's helping her adjust her house to get her back on her feet while she's away. So I'm just here by myself today. The boys are out and about. One's at a soda festival because we have those around here, and the other one's with his buddy playing. So I'm here to go through some of your questions about traveling, so hopefully I'll help you out. I know it's not as fun when Jocelyn's not here. I miss her as well, but we'll have to be strong together. So some things I want to talk about. The school year is getting ready to start, and so study abroad programs people are heading abroad. And sometimes parents are worried or students are not sure what they should look for in study abroad. So I want to talk about that a little bit today. A little about fall travel and, of course, doing your questions. So I'll do a few questions that are up on here. Then I'll do some study abroad stuff, and then we'll get back to the questions, okay? So one of the early questions that was up on here, Ken Ura asked, hey, how much do I need to save for traveling outside the U.S.? Look, it really depends where you're going to go. I mean, I'll be honest. You can spend as much as you want anywhere in the world. That's not a problem. Like the high limit, you can save as much as you want. But I look at it this way. People ask how we travel so much. And one of the things is it's cheap. For me, I find it cheaper for hotels and travel and transport and eating out when I actually go to Europe or I go to South America or Asia than it is staying in the U.S. So the big cost that you're really going to be saving up for is actually the flight out of the U.S. to Europe or from Europe to Asia or something like that. That's your biggest cost. Otherwise, you're going to be okay. I mean, the prices are pretty similar around the world. Some places are cheaper, some are a little bit more expensive versus the U.S. So just kind of think about it as how much would you save for your trip to Chicago for a weekend and have an idea for that. So that could give you some kind of ideas what you're looking for. But honestly, I mean, you could save as much as you want. But in honesty, I find for me, traveling, for us, when we travel as a family, it's cheaper for us not to travel in the U.S. than it is to travel within the U.S. So that is one of the things there. Let's see. Let's look for some more questions. So Sloan writes, what about traveling with a car in Europe, camping, sleeping in it? Is it safe? So there are campgrounds and stuff like that throughout Europe you can stay in and things. I don't usually recommend sleeping in your car because most of the time you might get a knock on the door saying, hey, you can't stay here. So you got to make sure you're staying in campgrounds and things like that. So there's similar things. You do that in the U.S. If you're sleeping in a car, you have the cops knock on the door there. So you do have to have a heads up for that. So I do not recommend doing that. But if you do have like a camp or something like that and you're staying in the caravan parks and stuff like that, you should be okay, all right? So, hey, greetings from Brazil. Good to see you. Hello from Tucson. Very nice. Have the Sonoran hot dogs there, Madeline. Oh, my God, they're so good. If you're ever in Tucson, Arizona, you got to get a Sonoran hot dog. They're fantastic, okay? Hello, Banana Gamer, the Königssee. I hope you're doing well. Hi, Paul. So John here asks if I've ever been to Buffalo, New York. I've only driven through Buffalo. I actually interviewed for a job at Canisius College there many, many years ago, and I didn't get it. But I ended up doing okay with the place I ended up, so there is that. Hey, in Connecticut, California, Oklahoma, good to see everybody. Michael's asking, hey, how many days should I spend in London? Well, what I usually see is it depends where you're flying in from. Because you're flying from Asia or South America or the U.S. or Australia, when you get into London, you're going to be wiped out. So that first day is kind of a wash. So actual visiting stuff days, I would say 3 full days will get you a lot of the main sites. So you can see the Tower of London. You can go see the Eye. You can see Buckingham Palace and the Change of the Guards. You can go see the Parliament and Big Ben and stuff like that, though he's covered right now. You do have those things. So, I mean, 3 full days, that's why London makes a really great weekend. You don't see everything and you don't get a full idea, but give yourself at least 3 days to really kind of explore all those things there. Emperor King, hey, from Ottawa, Canada. I actually filmed a bunch of Ottawa videos and I never got them up and I did find them, but now they're so old, I'm like, I don't know if I should put those up. Maybe I'll do a Throwback Thursday one of these days and put some of those back up on there, okay? So one person wrote, Lewis Tours video. Hey, Mark, I'm thinking of going to Barcelona next summer, and I'm curious, is it true they speak mostly Catalan as the first language, or is Spanish the first language? Well, about 50% of the people, it's like 50-50 Catalan and Spanish. I mean, you speak Spanish, you'll be fine there. You speak some Catalan, they'll be happy. I mean, you'll be okay either way, so don't worry. Cowboy Fans 96 asks, why do I watch your New York City travel guides as a local? You'd be surprised. A lot of our videos actually get watched by the local people to see what travelers think of their cities or their towns. And it's one of those things that is kind of funny, but it is one of the things that people like to see. Like, what do people think about our town? How do they see it? Because one of the things is, what I've seen is when people travel and you go visit your friends in a town or stuff like that. Oh, I want to say hi to Henry Martinez. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate the super chat. It does make a difference. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Henry. You're awesome. And you send me some questions later. I'll try to answer some of those. But going back to Cowboys fan 96, when you go to visit somebody in their town, a lot of people actually don't know much about their city, and I learned that the hard way. One of the times, like I'd gone to Sweden a few times when I lived in Finland, but then when I was like older and liked to travel like an adult travel, not like a party kid kind of person, I'm like, yeah, I want to see stuff, and I went and I stayed with some friends there, and my friend, buenos dias, Henry, and my friend, his partner was there, and she's like, well, I'll show you around the town. I know about the town. I'll show you around. And I'm like, okay, well, let's go. And she ended up not knowing anything. And I was like, well, actually, that's this palace. That's this palace. And so it's kind of funny when you go and visit your friends. A lot of times they don't know the city as well as you think. So having actually doing your research before you go might be better than trusting your friends to know it. So that's one of the things. So people sometimes watch that to see, it's like, what am I missing out? Because I'll be honest, there's stuff here where I live that I don't know about. I'm like, oh, we have that? Like, there's a soda festival going on this weekend. I'm like, soda festival? What would you do? Oh, yeah, they have like 2,000 or whatever numbers of sodas you can try. I'm like, I don't know if I want to try 2,000 sodas, but that is kind of an interesting thing. And you find these things out. So sometimes you do things like that. Let's see. Steve from Halifax, nice to see you. Oh, you have a good time in New York City for Labor Day weekend. Have a good time. So, Def Leppard rules rock. Yes, they do. Pour some sugar on me. I love that song. Can you go through Gothenburg, Sweden by walking, or should I rent a car? You can just walk through Gothenburg. I really like Gothenburg. That was a really nice surprise. And honestly, if you're coming from Norway into Sweden, you'll stop in Gothenburg. I'm probably on the train from Oslo, and you'll be like, "Oh my God, everything's so cheap in Gothenburg! Oh, it's only $8 for a beer!" Like, it's amazing how cheap it seems when you come from Norway. So it is kind of funny. Mark K writes, "Hey, we're in Europe to go in late November. I would go probably Spain, Portugal, Italy. That's where I go because the weather's not too bad. Then it's a bit better than because if you're going into the north, it's already dark. There could be snow. It's going to be rainy or wet at least. So to stay a little bit drier, I'd go to Southern Europe at that time. Patricia Reindeers. We'll just say Patricia. I'm backpacking in Southeast Europe next month. Do you have any hidden gems? If you're going to Southeast Europe, I don't know if you consider Slovenia Southeast Europe. It's kind of on the borders. Like, Slovenia is fantastic with Lake Bled and the capital Ljubljana. Anywhere in Croatia is cool. The Black Sea in Bulgaria is nice. I really loved Transylvania. The Transylvania part of Romania is really cool. If you're going really far southeast, Greece, I prefer the islands, especially if you're going now. You'll be fine because everything's still open, so you do have that. Sean Smith writes, do you have any videos on cruises? Yes, I do have some on cruises and traveling for your honeymoon. So just put up on YouTube, just search Wolters World Cruises, like Wolters World Cruise, and it'll pop up, or Wolters World Honeymoon, and the videos will pop up on there, okay? Are we visiting Puerto Rico again? We will, not this year. We might be going end of next year, but we will be getting back. Don't worry about it. Jessica Marquez, I love you too. Thank you. I'm glad we could be helpful. So Vatican Assassin 4, have you ever been to that volcano ice where you can actually get lowered into it? No, I haven't done that. I haven't been lowered into a volcano. I'm worried they would sacrifice me. Oh, Andrew, thank you very much. I'm glad you like the content. So Cindy Perez asks, how is Prague in March? Prague is great any time of the year. I've gone there for New Year's. I've gone there for Christmas. I've gone there for Thanksgiving in the U.S. when I was there. I've been in there in summer. Prague's one of those cities like Prague, Paris, London, Rome. You can visit all year round and have a good time, no problem, so you will be fine. Brother Benjamin asks, Mark, do you fish? Here's how I fish. I go with my dad and his buddy, and we have 2 John boats. And I'll go with my dad's buddy because my dad's buddy doesn't mind that I cast out and then take a nap when I fish because I'm all about the nap when it comes to fishing. Whereas my dad's more of a let's fish. Or if with my brother, he'll be like, let's fish. And I'm like, we need to have the chill boat. So I do that. We are trying to get set up an Alaska cruise for next August so we can get up there for that. So there's that one. So Andrew and Jeff writes, I'm going to Europe next week. I typically take my wallet and iPhone. Then ditching the wallet and putting cards in your phone. I don't think you need to do that. I mean, if you're going to be using your phone to take pictures and stuff, why give yourself another way that you can drop it? If one thing gets stolen, they all get stolen. So there is that. Melissa Flores, Morocco in November? Yes, I'd go to Morocco in November. I might actually go there in November. So who knows when we're going to be going there, but we are going there. So we have that. So Anthony writes, this is a question I get from quite a few people. Mark, have you ever done guided country tours? Do you always set up your own itineraries? Usually I just do my own itineraries. There are occasionally I have done some tours. That's been one with my parents because they want, like, my parents, they won't listen to me. I don't know why sometimes, but they'll be like, oh, can we just get a tour that'll take us to things? And so with my parents, my dad, they're a little bit older now. It's like, that's fine. We will. It's fine. So we'll have, so we'll do some, but it's been most of my parents have done a lot of guided tours, but with me, I've only done two with them. And it was kind of cool because then I didn't have to do anything, but I got kind of frustrated because I was like, wow, if I would have done it, I would have spent more time here and less time here. So that's why I kind of shy away from them because guided tours are more for a kind of a general audience, not specific for you. So if you do want to do a guided tour, I recommend signing up for private guided tours where it's just you, not with other people, because then it becomes the lowest common denominator. They're going to do stuff versus you doing your own thing and doing what's right for you. So there is that. Type 40, I want to say thank you very much. So it's a, well, I don't know how to say it. Merci if you're from the French part. Danke if you're from the German part. Grazie if you're from the Italian part. The Rede Romanisch. I'm sorry, I don't know. So there is that one. Shellyanne, I have been to Belfast. It is a cool town. That was before I did the Wolters World stuff. Occasionally a picture from Belfast will pop up in some of our videos, so we do have that. Mark, did you enjoy when you came to Ottawa? Actually, we did. It was a nice little surprise. It was very chillax. I like the museums that were there, the elephant ears at the market there. That was good. Oh, man, the food was really good there, too, so we had a nice time. But we were there they had Busker Fest, so it was like all these street performers there for the weekend, and they had like they had a fireworks competition, too, so it was like a perfect weekend to be there, so it was very nice. And it was summertime, so that helped. Let's see. Michael asked me, what about Disney in France or Japan? Any thoughts? I've been to the Disney World in Paris, and it was fine. I mean, I had a nice time, but I'm not a big Disney person. Like, my kids don't like it so much because they like more of the like roller coaster rides. So like we go to like Six Flags or Cedar Point or something like that versus the show kind of stuff like Disney. Like if you're in Spain, Isla Magica in Sevilla is a really good one for families because everyone can go on the rides. And that's actually one thing I've seen. The amusement parks in Europe are much more, there's rides for like the whole family versus like in the US where it's more like you got to be like 15 to like 35 to enjoy it, because if you're younger than that, they only have like special areas for the little ones. I think Europe does a better job with that. ADHD by adults, possibly ADHD. Honeymoon in Croatia. Yes, there's tons of stuff in Croatia. Just put Wolters World in Croatia. I have so many videos on it to help you out. There'll be plenty of stuff for that, so do not worry. Do not worry. Yes, Emperor King, Barcelona will be awesome. You'll be fine. Do I need it? Okay, so here's one that's a good one for Iceland. Shattenhets Sieben writes, hi Mark, do I need to take a car in Iceland? Yes, you do. If you really want to see the stuff, you need to have your own car. There are tours that will take you around and stuff, but you want to drive so you can go see the Golden Circle and you can go see the ice flows and you can go do those things. But driving in Iceland can be a little nerve-wracking because they have one-lane bridges. You have tons and tons of tourists that are there that don't know how to drive in the rough terrain. So, pick up the Jeep when you are there. Do get the four-wheel drive stuff. You'll thank me for it later, but remember, most of it's stick shift, so make sure you're learning one of those things. Okay, Henry Martinez writes, so I told him to send a question I would answer, so there you go. Of these other travel vloggers, Kristen, Sia, Hey Nadine, Gabriel Traveler, Fun for Lewis, who would you like to collaborate with most? Have you ever met any of them, Mark? Thanks again. Of those four, I would probably say Gabriel Traveler, because Gabe and I do a lot more of like, here's real traveling, here's real people on the road doing stuff. And Gabe, if you ever get a chance, Gabe is a really nice guy. He really tries to help people out, figuring out like the cheap places to go, what the costs are. He does a really good job with those things that helps people out. And I've actually talked to him a few times, and we both agreed if we ever bump into each other, we are going to do some stuff together. I like him the best of the four. Fun for Lewis, his is more of a personal blog. He doesn't do so much of the travel advice stuff anymore. So his is more like, here's my life going around. So it's more of a lifestyle vlog. So I don't know if I would be able to help him or him help me, anything like that. But he seems like a really nice guy. I've never met him. I've never talked to him. Hey Nadine, I've like tweeted at her once and she tweeted back. That's about my extent with her. But hey Nadine, her advice videos for what like packing and stuff like that are really good. Kristen and Sia, I just love them. Kristen's pregnant. I don't know if she had her baby yet, but they're a really cute couple. I like Kristen when she does her advice videos. They also do some stuff for like tiny house living, but I mean, I'm too big for tiny houses, so I don't watch those videos so much, but I did like her travel stuff. But of the four, I would definitely do Gabriel Traveler as the one that would be for me. Okay, so next up, Kevin Lloyd Bennett. Thank you very much. I appreciate this. It does make a difference because being an honest traveler like we are and always talking about the honest stuff, companies don't want to work with us. They're like, we don't get very many sponsor deals. Or if we do, it's like, hey, we'll give you our product for free, but you got to make a video, do this, this, and this, and this. I'm like, I'm not gonna make my YouTube channel the show for QVC, the home shopping. No, I'm not doing that. So, and then the companies, I mean, maybe we don't appeal to the people or not. I don't know. We don't appeal to the advertiser or something like that. So we don't really get any sponsor stuff either. And when we do, we tell them, look, we're going to talk about the honest side of it. So if there's something we don't like about your product, we're going to mention it. And most of them say, no, we only want it like nice. I'm like, well, that's not a review. That's a commercial. And I don't do that. So that's one thing there. And I've had some really nice companies that I really, really, really like. And I use their stuff and they've come to us. And I had to tell them no because they were like, no, you do your video and your blog, then send it to us and we'll tell you what you have to change. And I'm like, that's not right. So honestly, all these super chats that you guys give, the donations, makes a huge difference when you pick up the shirts. And we're gonna have we don't have anything on sale now, but we will have shirts. We're gonna have stickers. We're gonna have those things you can put on your luggage so your hand doesn't get hurt when you're holding your luggage up. We're looking at all kinds of cool little things, drawstring bags like for your dirty laundry when you travel. We're looking for a lot of different things we're gonna be putting online to sell, and it's things that we use. So we're trying to find the ones that we use because I don't want to use like crap stuff. I want to find stuff that we actually use, so then you guys can get more out of it. So anyway, back to Kevin's question. Worried a little bit about traveling in deep China this fall as an American. Should I wear a Canadian flag, ball cap, and pretend? Any Xi'an tips? Look, this is one of the things I laugh at because people say, oh, the Canadian flag thing gets us treated so much better. Look, I've traveled the world for like 25 years, and I've never been treated like garbage anywhere because I treat people nice. If you treat people with respect and their cultures and stuff like that, and you're trying to learn about it, I mean, just learn xie, like a few Chinese words. People will open up and be so kind to you. So don't feel like you have to wear a Canadian flag ball cap or anything like that. Just be a nice tourist, and people will treat you well because people will treat people well in general anywhere in the world. Okay, and if you're in deep China, man, they're just gonna be happy. Like, wow, there's a foreigner here. I mean, I can't tell how many times I got my belly rubbed, and our kids were like stolen to take pictures with grandmas and stuff like that. So there's all kinds of cool stuff there. So you'll be fine. And Xi'an tips: go to the Terracotta Warriors early because it just gets so packed there, but it is really, really cool. But the lamb soup you'll have. We have a few videos on Xi'an. Look in our Wolters World Xi'an on YouTube. You'll see some of our older Xi'an videos. It still works out, but oh my God, the lamb stew there is awesome. Have to eat that. ADHD, thank you very much. I really appreciated that for helping out. I really thank you. Thank you. Okay. Back to some more questions. Block Michael writes, is Norway really too expensive for the average traveler? Actually, right now, the exchange rate's gotten better, so it's not insane too expensive, but it is on the pricier side. I put out a video a few months ago about what 20-somethings should know about traveling, and I posted on Facebook the other day. And really, if you don't have a ton of cash, I'd recommend Norway in your 30s. Because then you have more money to really enjoy it. Because the thing is, you go to places that are really too expensive or just out of your price range, are you really going to enjoy it when you can't afford to go to the museums and eat the real food? Because think about it, if all you're doing is eating at McDonald's because it's cheap and not going to the museums but just walking around, you're not really enjoying the culture. So go to a Portugal or a Spain or Greece or something like that, or Croatia, where your money goes a lot farther so you can have the food, the culture, the museums, and your money gets you some stuff. And then later on, when you've saved up more money, go to those more expensive places that you can really get a lot out of. Darian Glover, the biggest Georgia Bulldogs fan I've ever met in my entire life. Darian writes, howdy, heading to Germany next month. Spaghetti ice, here I come. By the way, do they have spaghetti ice in Prague? I will be there as well. So if you don't know what spaghetti ice is, in Germany, when you go to the ice cream shop, they'll have ice cream that they press through that looks like spaghetti. Like it comes out, and then they'll use strawberry sauce as the sauce, is like the meat sauce on top, the bolognese. And it is one of those things you'll see at a lot of different places. And there's the Pinocchio Becher, the Pinocchio ice cream stuff they have. But I have not, Darian, I'm sorry, I have not seen it in Prague, but I do see it all over Germany, so you do have that. Good travel. Hallo aus, my house. Nice to see you. Honeymoon in the UK. Do you reckon at least 2 weeks? Yes, because then you can get out. Because don't just do London. I'd rent a car and go explore, because you can really get around a lot of places in England really easy with a car, and you really need to see a lot of those really nice things. So there is that. Lino Martinez, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you to send us the $4.99. That is really great. We will use it for good purposes. It will not be for nefarious purposes. We will use it for good to help making more videos. And we're trying to expand things out. Now, if you notice the bottom, it says the blogs are coming back. We're actually getting more of the blogs back up, taking some of the older videos and putting it into blog form, because a lot of people have asked, Mark, I can't watch videos at work, but can I look at some blogs? Because you write these things up. So we're slowly going through our videos, because it takes a while to write these things up. And we're going through the videos and redoing them. So we did a bunch on the what to know before you go for a lot of countries. Videos, they've been put into blog forms at woltersworld.com. And now we're next week we're going to switch it into the tips videos, like how to save for trips or how to eat cheap, things like that. We're going to get all those old videos into blog form so people can find it that way too, because I know that you can't always. Can you believe your boss doesn't want you watching YouTube at work? Crazy talk. I know, it's crazy talk. So we have that. So thank you, Baseball Joe. If we do get down to San Antonio again, which I'm sure we will, I would really appreciate that. Thank you. Emperor King, Mark, Japanese toilet is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I mean, it's got this retractable thing that washes your butt, and it's another world thing, and it plays music, and it's got a heat seater. Jocelyn's still asking for that. She's like, Mark, you didn't get me the Japanese toilet for Christmas, and you didn't get it for my birthday. Anniversary's coming up. So I'm like, we'll see, babe. But the thing is, you have to have a plug within like 4 feet of the toilet, and we don't have a plug by our toilet, so sorry, babe. But we'll work on it. I don't think I want an extension cord in the bathroom. It seems like a bad idea. Favorite national park outside the U.S.? Manuel Antonio in Costa Rica was really cool, because you get to see sloths, and the monkeys are all over the place, and there's a nice beach there. But there's so many cool parks around the world. You go Puerto Madryn, you go to Peninsula Valdez in Argentina, where you can see penguins and you can see the whales and stuff like that. That's another really cool one. So let's see. Nathan Weira, more natural blogs. I like traveling and seeing natural beauty in the area. So we do have some of the things. We did a one with a wanderfilledlife.com. And a Wanderfilled Life, they're a couple that have an RV, and they go all over the U.S., and they just go see national parks. And they have tons and tons of stuff from Yosemite to like even like half the national parks in the U.S., and it's a freaking crazy number. And they go all over the country to give you ideas. So check out their website. They have a lot of really good stuff to help people see the nature in the U.S. So there is that. I'll try to get I'm trying to put more nature stuff in occasionally, but I'll do my best to do that. Mulhouse, France. No, I have not been, but I've been to Basel and Freiburg, which kind of makes that like triangle over there. But that's the one I need to get to. So I still need to get to that one. Block Michael Rokes. Did you notice how loud the Croatians are when they talk? I know. Actually, I have that, I think, in one of the shocks of Croatia. I'm like, how loud they are. It's insane. But they're never upset. They're just happy people. I mean, I really enjoy Croatia. But yes, they're really loud when they talk. And how the language is just makes it really funny. So you do have that. Yes, Mark. People named Mark are awesome. And so are you, Mark. Great. And even spelled the right way. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. So Cowboys fan 96, Mark, what's your favorite U.S. airline? Now it's Delta. We love Delta. We've been flying with them. But we didn't fly with them for like 6 years because they were really bad to Jocelyn and Caleb when he was a baby. And so we didn't fly with them from like 2008 until 2009 until probably 2015, like on purpose. Like we probably used it, but like wasn't on purpose. Then in 2015, we flew with them to Iceland. And they actually lost our luggage, but they were so nice about everything. We was like, we'll give them another chance. We've had such great experiences with them. I mean, Liam got a box sent to them by the marketing vice president of just their cookies and stuff like that. So we've really kind of gone towards them now. We've had really good experiences with them. I used to love United. Now we despise them because they've been so bad on a lot of our last few trips. that it's kind of like, well, and that's the thing is airlines go up and down. So who's good today? Who, if you watch this video in 2 years, it might be totally different. So you do have that. Let's see. Luis Gaspar, what are your favorite travel channels on YouTube? I like Wolters World. But no, I think some of the good ones, like I said, Gabriel Traveler, I do like him. He's cool. There's Away Away Mag, I like them. Jay and Ash, they're really a sweet couple. There's a lot out there, like Dutchified, I like him because he gets some more honest stuff. If you got the guys in Prague, Honest Guide, they're pretty good, but they're more Prague and they're starting to expand out more. So they've got some fun stuff there. It's more like styles because it really depends on the kind of blogs you like. For me, when I look at travel blogs, I want to learn about where I'm going to go. I don't want to see people like you're doing backflips into a pool. I mean you're in Bali and here's our Bali $2,000 a night room. I'm like, dude, I don't care about a hotel room. I want to go see the people. I want to go see the culture. So I watch those kind of videos, and some bloggers will do both of them. But for me, it's more like, look, help me understand this culture better. Help me understand the city so when I go there, I can really see more and enjoy more of it. Not you and your bikini or you and your chiseled abs, which I don't have, obviously. Maybe I'm just jealous of them. I don't know. But I don't. That for me doesn't really do it for me. So I try to go for the ones that like try to help people. So if you have ones on here that you think are good, put it in the comment section so we can share some more good bloggers out there, new vloggers. Okay, so I got to get back up here. I missed some other people's stuff. Ed Haskell, right? Where does the $9.99 etc. money go? So when you do the super chat, well, I have to tell you, Google takes some of it, YouTube takes some of it. The rest comes to us, and then I'll use that whether I need to get camera equipment or if I need to get new software or to put it towards our travels and stuff like that. So honestly, it does help because doing all this travel stuff, it's not free. I mean, I have a day job. I'm a marketing professor during the day, and I do all this traveling stuff on our holidays and weekends and stuff like that. And I love helping people travel. Like I love helping my students. I love going and helping them learn about marketing, learn about business and stuff like that to help them be successful. And so this is another thing. I want to help people travel better. And we're getting to the point now we're going to places that it's not as cheap as it used to be. And there's 4 of us everywhere we go. So it's really starting to get up. And now it's like, all right, we've got to think about what we're going to be doing. I mean, next year we've got, well, the trips we do have coming up. We've got Morocco, Portugal, Wales, England, Kansas City, which I'm actually kind of excited for, which was kind of funny when I first time I was going to go there. We're heading down to Florida for family. And then we got Colombia, Belize, Jamaica, and we're going to Cuba. We've got, I'm going to be teaching in Europe for a little bit next summer. We've got, Ross, we're going to be going to Rwanda, Tanzania, all kinds of stuff. So we're trying to expand out more because people were like, you only do Europe. And I'm like, well, yeah, we do a lot of Europe, but we want to try to do some more stuff too. So we're trying to spread those things around to get more opportunities for people. So that money goes to help us go and make these videos to make it and help other travelers out. So that's where it really goes to. So Mark, is it true that most Europeans don't put screens on their windows? If so, why? How about the UK? Do you see that change in the future? No, you don't see the screens on the windows. It's just you just open your window and it's open. Maybe there's less bugs. I don't know, but yeah, there's very few screens, Henry. Like I lived 12 years in Europe. I think I had a screen in Finland because they had really bad mosquitoes in the summer. That was about it. So there's that. Louise, you're very welcome. Let's see. Let's go down. Thoughts on moving to Ukraine from the U.S.? I haven't been to Ukraine, so I can't really tell you too much. I am sorry, but the Ukrainians I have met when I've traveled, they are very welcoming, and so you should have a nice time when you get there. But I don't know tons about it, so I don't want to give you anything that's not my firsthand experience. Newcastle Flyer, hey, have you ever been to Northeast England? Northeast. Yes, I have. Actually, it is really nice. And that's one of the things, a lot of people, we get stuck doing like London and around London. You don't realize that England's got so much more to see. And the north is actually really a cool place. I mean, it's not necessarily northeast, but like I really enjoyed York and up there. I went and visited up there with an ex-girlfriend of mine years ago. And I want to go back. I mean, it's just such a fantastic place to go to. So you do have those things. Yes, we're going to Wales. We'll be there. Malt Chronicles, we'll be there before then, so we should have our Wales videos out before you head there to help you out, okay? How about a trip to Scotland? We were just there. I'll have Scotland videos coming out, I think, in October, so we'll have some stuff then, because August, like no one's watching travel videos right now, so I don't want to put out a video that could help people if no one's watching. And in October, people start watching travel videos again, so I want to get that out there to help people that are going to be going to Scotland, because I really love Scotland and I want to help people with that. Cowboys fan, you're on a roll today. Best economy class food? None. Though if you do special order for across the Atlantic flights or long haul flights, because then you actually get some decent stuff. JK 1776. Have you been to East Germany pre-Berlin Wall fall? I thought life altering experience. I wasn't there before the fall of the wall. I actually lived in Berlin in 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, around that time. So I got to see there was still a lot of remnants from East Germany and East Berlin that were there. Now it's completely different, but it was a very cool place to live at that time, to see all the changes, the Venda, the switchings and stuff like that. That was kind of cool. Australia, we will get back down there. We were supposed to go there this summer, my Aussie Night 44, but the family I live with in Brazil, their son lived with my family in the U.S., and he was getting married, and it was funny because his mom, he told his mom, "I'm getting married. We're going to get married." And the first thing his mom says is, "You call Mark right now and tell him, because he's going to buy tickets and he's got to be here at the wedding." And so that was on Sunday, and I was going to buy the tickets to Australia on Monday. So we were like a day away from booking to be down there. But we will get down there. I have to get back down there. I was an exchange student in Temora, New South Wales, like in the middle of nowhere, many, many years ago, but had some good times there and some nice people. So there was that. Oh, so 6, you should go to El Salvador. It's a beautiful country. Yes, we do want to get to El Salvador. We have had friends that have been there, and everyone said, like, "You're a tourist in El Salvador? What are you doing here?" And they told us it was just a really, really great time. So we're going to try to get down there. That's a little bit farther. I think we're going to put together like a 2 or 3 week trip to do like Guatemala, El Salvador, those kind of things. Any interest in Cuba? Yes, we're going to be going to Cuba. Jocelyn and I are going to go there for our anniversary next year. So we'll have something special. We'll actually get to travel without the kids. So that's where I think we're going to be going. So we have that. Vatican Assassin 4, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. We all do appreciate it. Could you go to Italy for 10 days and just a carry-on? Should I buy a money belt or just use my wallet? Yes, you can go in just a carry-on. I use I use an Osprey Meridian backpack. And what it is, it's the size of a carry-on, but it has the backpack straps you can put on it, or it has the roller bag stuff. So if you don't want to carry it, that's my favorite bag. I always use it, and I will go for 3 months just in that. What I would say is, if you're going to do it, just pack 5 outfits: 5 undies, 5 socks, 5 pants, 5 shirts, because you can wash along the way. And if you're going to be there for, how long was it? 10 days. Well, there's you go through your clothes, wash your undies in the sink and stuff like that. Maybe one time through how you use a laundromat, and you're good to go. I mean, you'll be fine with that. Let's see. So El Paso, Texas. We're going to be going down to Texas. Don't worry, we got to get back down there. I had such a good time in Austin and San Antonio and stuff. My dad used to be a sales manager for this company. He was down in Texas all the time, so he still has all of his buddies down there. So I got to go say hi to those guys again. Mel Cuppy, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You can ask a question, and I'd try to answer if that would be helpful. Richard Hartle, would you go to North Korea? No, I wouldn't. No, not worth it to take a chance. I got little kids, and I'm not taking a chance. Ken H, I'm going to Cancun in October. Do you think it's safe? Cancun is probably one of the safest places you have in Mexico because of all the tourists that are there. And since tourists bring in a lot of money, I hate to say it, but the governments and the police and the stuff try to protect the tourist money because they like it coming in, because it's kind of like free money when people from outside your country are coming and spending money there. It's not your own people spending their money. It's outside money. So it's like extra money coming in, and countries really like that. So you should be okay. Just wherever you stay, look at the reviews, read up on it, and have a heads up for that, okay? And don't drive at dark. Do a tour if you're going to be out in the evening, okay? Is an hour and a half enough time to transfer terminals in Heathrow for connecting flights? Sevo Cub, if you have to go to one terminal to another terminal, if you don't have to do the passport stamp stuff, you should be okay. Just like hoof it. Don't be like, let's look at the shops. No, make sure you find which terminal you got to get to, then get to the terminal. And what they'll have is they'll have tons of shop where you have your waiting areas in the terminal, and you'll be okay. But get to that other terminal, okay? So Louise, what about 3 bizarre foods you've had? One is called tripa. No, is it called tripa? No, that's tripe. Nervetti, which is like, in gelatinous pig fat is the nerves of the pig, and I had that in northern Italy. That was interesting. The guinea pig actually wasn't bad. It tastes like a pork chop and dark meat turkey. But the problem is once you start thinking about what you're eating, your mind goes, and your stomach goes, and then I don't know, some other weird stuff. I'll have to think about some other weird foods we have. Let's see. Da-da-da. Hey, Mark, it's Mark. Nice name. Would you recommend Ryanair for Iceland to Scotland a few weeks away? I think if you for Ireland to Scotland, yeah, it's fine. Just know, like Ryanair, if your bags are overweight or your carry-on's too big, they will nail you and make you pay for the extra stuff. So just pay for the checked bag and just get it over with that way, so you have to deal with it. Also, pay the extra so you get to board early. If you're doing EasyJet or Ryanair, if they give you an option to pay like an extra $10 or $15 to board early, I would Fermented Shark, thanks, Tosh. I would definitely pay the extra money to board first so you get a spot you want. I do that with EasyJet all the time now because it's worth it not to be in the huge line that people start lining up an hour before the flight takes off. So just pay the extra money so you can have that, okay? Yeah, Tosh T here. Hey, Tosh, always a pleasure, my friend. Mentions the fermented shark. The fermented shark in Iceland is quite interesting. They give you schnapps afterwards to kill the taste because it needs it, just so you know. There's actually a video, if you look up Rotten Shark, Wolters World, you'll see Jocelyn eating some, and we all eat some, and Liam's like, I'm not eating that stuff. So, Mel Copy, hey, thank you again, Gur. Trying to ask a question, but it isn't showing up. Do you get to fly business class a lot with all the miles you've accumulated? Thank you, Mel. I'm sorry about the other ones didn't go through. With all the miles I accumulate when I do travel, let's say if I do a trip from where I'm at to someplace, usually one of the 4 legs I will get upgraded to like Comfort Plus or something like that. But lately I've been traveling a lot with this summer we traveled the whole family of 4 plus my parents, and so Delta's like, well, you have too many people, so we can't give anybody upgrades. So there's just too many in your group. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I didn't have any upgrades this summer, but like last winter, I did get some. It was nice when I I was flying back from Paris with my parents last year with Air France, and we all got upgraded into business class, which was awesome because my dad had like some claustrophobia with the flying stuff because some health issues and the meds and stuff, but they're really nice, and so we did get that. But most of the time I don't, which is fine for me because honestly, business class I'd love to have, but for me, if they give me an option to get like to a Comfort Plus or that Economy Plus thing, and I'm going to be in the middle, I'd rather be a normal economy on an aisle because I have room for my legs and I can put my fat over the side into the aisle versus something else. There is that. Aruba tomorrow. Any advice? I've been once on a cruise stop. I've actually never been, so you give me some ideas, Richard. I would appreciate that because I don't know. Andrew Merrill writes, have you ever been robbed? When I pay my taxes, dun-dun-dun, I have not been robbed personally. Jocelyn has had her wallet stolen. She was actually at an H&M trying on clothes, and someone stole her wallet out of her purse that was attached to Liam in his baby carriage. Like, that's how scumbaggy these people are. And that's why I get really, really pissed off about pickpockets and stuff like that, because they don't care if you're young, old, kids, infirm, handicapped. They're going to rob you, and they're just crap. It just pisses me off because they go after the easiest targets. That's why when I see people giving their kids their expensive cameras and stuff, I'm like, man, don't give your kid that camera. You're making them a target. I mean, if you're in like Lucca, Italy, it's not a big deal. But if you're in Rome or in Barcelona or Paris, certain parts of Paris, you don't do that. Because I don't want some jerk like trying to rob them. They just take your kid because they don't care. They don't care. I just met a guy watched a bunch of our videos to go to Paris, and I saw him at work the other day. He's like, "Oh, you work here?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I would use your stuff in Paris." And he was talking about the ladies with the clipboards, and they're like pulling on his bag and grabbing his arm and stuff like that. You're like, "Get away from me!" Like, you got to be like that sometimes, and it's really upsetting because we've had a lot of fans have written us saying, we thank you for your advice. They still try to get us because it does happen. Now, it doesn't happen everywhere, and people like to say I'm a little over paranoid. But it does happen. I want people to be ready for it just in case, because you're not thinking about it when someone walks over with a petition. Are you against nuclear weapons? Are you against, giving children cocaine? I mean, of course I'm against giving children cocaine. What the heck's wrong with you? But, it's just one of those things. They use that to rip people off. So I haven't been robbed, but I've seen it happen. And I remember in Barcelona, we were walking on Las Ramblas, you could just see the people going for people. And you're like, hey, zip up your bag, dude. So I've been lucky, knock on wood, but not everyone does get lucky. Let's see. Darth Cookie, what country do you think has the best food? Boy, you want to cause a fight and travel. You ask who has the best food. I'll be honest. I think in general, I think French food is my favorite. Because it's so many flavors they have and stuff like that really are fantastic. But I love Italian food. Man, I love Brazilian food as well. Like Brazilian, the fruits that are there. I mean, pretty much anywhere you go, you're gonna have a great time eating. I mean, obviously, I've had a good time eating way too many places, but it is a really, really good thing. JM writes, Mark, what's your biggest disappointment while traveling? I think for me, when I went to Brussels was one of my biggest disappointments. Because when I watch the news, they'd always talk about, from London, Paris, and Brussels, because that's where the big news centers are, because the head of the EU is in Brussels. And when I got there, I had my mind was set for it to be like a Paris or a London, where I should have thought of it in like a second tier city, and then I would have been kind of okay. Like, oh, you're thinking about Cologne and Brussels, and like, oh yeah, okay, that kind of fits better like that. Henry's back. All right, Henry. Mark, I have a trip to Hawaii in December for over 2 weeks. But to Hurricane Lane, I'm not sure if I should go now. Should I cancel that trip and go to England and Poland in early November for 2 weeks? Well, the hurricane's not really going through there. It's actually kind of moved off a bit, so you should be okay. And I would imagine by December they would have things repaired by then. But I wait for a couple days till the hurricane's all the way by to see what the damage is, and then you can decide. But I would think you'd be okay with that, since it's September, October, November, December, 4 months away. Yeah, you should be okay. So, yes, I know England isn't a city, Liam. Thanks. One writes, thoughts on San Diego in wintertime? Yes, San Diego is great all year round. It is a really nice place. You'll have great weather when you're there. It's like 75, sunny. Just insert, except for like 2 months, like in May and June. Like it's just great all year round in San Diego. You'll be fine. Yes, comida minera. Someone asked about Luis Gaspar. Yes, Minas Gerais food. It's a region in Brazil, a state in Brazil, where they have some of the best food in Brazil. For me, that's the best Brazilian food is from Minas Gerais. Shelly Carr, planning a trip to Italy in February. Would you say it's the right time to go? Yeah, February is fine. You're going to have less tourists because everybody's in school then, and a lot of people are thinking about traveling. And you'll get better prices for flights and hotel rooms because it's still off season. So that's a nice time to go. Down with the Tower, XJ. Okay. Have you been to Belize? I have not been to Belize, but I'm going early next year, so we'll have some stuff for there in 2019. Slovenia, I have been there. Lake Bled is great. I would say go to Lake Bled when you are in Slovenia. The capital is really nice. The mountains there are just freaking gorgeous. I mean, I always throw in a Slovenia video sometimes when I'm looking for nature in Europe. I'm like, there's some beauty right there. Let's see. A good time to visit Michigan? Summer. Period. Let's see. What is the worst airport that you ever gone through? Well, two of the ones I dislike the most, O'Hare in Chicago, because their thing is their transportation between terminals is outside security. So if you use it, you have to go back through security. Their security does take a while. Now, Terminal 5 security, I find, is pretty quick there. And it's Terminal 5 is pretty good. But and then other Terminals 1, 2, and 3, it just takes forever. So I get really frustrated with that one. I mean, it's an okay airport. It's just organized, not so great. And then in Tegel in Berlin, it gets frustrating because they're supposed to have the BBI, the new international airport in Berlin, fixed, but it just keeps messing up and messing up and messing up. Like I remember when I moved to Berlin in 1999. I moved to Berlin, and in my guidebook said, "Oh, there's going to be a new airport coming soon." Dude, it's 20 years later and it's still not ready. I mean, you're like, what is wrong with you guys? And so Tegel is just like, there's very limited space, limited bathrooms, limited options for food, shopping, stuff like that. So it's just kind of like a frustrating one. But I don't really hate any of the airports, just I get frustrated with some of them. So, you're freaking amazing. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Did you visit Britain after the pound collapsed? No, but I actually bought a bunch of tickets because after the Brexit, all the currencies went down. So prices for flights got really cheap. So in 2016, I remember I bought like 5 trips. I bought like the rest of 2016 and most of 2017 in like a 3-week window because all the prices went down so much. You take advantage of that. And that's how sometimes you can find good deals is you look for those things like, hey, that happened. Let's see if there's some deals and you plan a little bit ahead. So Hi, Sarah. We love you too. So I'm glad we can say that. I hope that helps down with the tower. So hi, Sarah. Hi, his wife, Sarah. Her wife, not my wife. My wife's Jocelyn. So she just tried to call me. So I guess she doesn't realize we're doing a YouTube thing here. Is Berlin worth visiting? Yes, it is well worth visiting. It is well worth visiting. I lived there for 2.5 years. I loved it. It's a very international city. It doesn't have like that Germany, old world Germany feel that you wanna have when you're going to Germany. But it is a really cool place. I do highly recommend it. I love going there. I always like to go back. So let's see. Emperor King, Mark, I want to go to Chicago. I'm wondering what to do in Chicago. Just worry about the crime rates. Most likely, if you're going to the tourist plots, you're not going to go where the crime really is. There's a lot of really cool stuff. The Art Institute of Chicago is probably one of the best art museums in the U.S. Probably not one of the top 2 or 3 in the U.S. The Shedd Aquarium is fantastic. The Museum of Science and Industry, that's actually one you really should go to. That's a really cool science museum. There's all kinds of there's just tons of stuff. There's just tons of stuff in Chicago. It's a really cool city. You'll have a good time when you are there. Don't worry about that. Let's see. Denise Forrester writes, taking my daughter to Europe in May for her first visit. Where should I take her for her first experience? So Denise, I'm going to say you're probably going to go for like 2 weeks or a week or 10 days, something like that. We have a video. If you look up first time in Europe itinerary, Wolters World, in YouTube, it'll come up and I have like a step-by-step where to go. But the place I say is like London, Paris, Prague, Rome. Those are your 4 best places to go for a first timer because they got good tourism infrastructure, lots of sites, stuff you've seen in movies and things like that. So you're like, oh, that's the Europe I've always thought about. So that would be kind of my recommendations for the first thing. Have I ever been to Andorra? I have not been to Andorra, but I've been to Luxembourg. I've been to Liechtenstein. We went there for stuff. So sometimes going to those small Monaco, sometimes going to those small countries just fun just to say you go there. They don't always have a lot to do. Like Andorra is more you go there for duty-free shopping and skiing. That's about it. Okay. Jed is going to Denmark for college. Cool place. The Danes are really chillaxed. And I've had a lot of students actually gone there as exchange students, and they really enjoyed it. I actually took a group of students to Denmark on an exchange program a few years, like 2015, and they loved it. So you'll have a good time. Just know that the Danes like kind of keep themselves, and they will be very direct with you when they want to talk to you. So you do have that. So there are those ones. So Mr. Pictor writes, Mark, would you consider a trip to Antarctica? Yes, I would. And actually, we will do one of those, but we're waiting for Liam, one, to finally learn how to swim better. He should take a boat. But honestly, we're waiting for Liam to get a bit bigger. He's only 7 now, so I think we'll go when he's like 9 or 10. Because I want to go before, because that's going to be one of those longer trips because you have to take the boat down. So we'll do like Chile, southern Argentina, then Antarctica. We'll do all that together. It'll be like a longer summer trip. So it's like 2021 probably. So it's a few years off, but we are really thinking about going there. Kissimmee, sorry, I'm messing up your name. LA, San Diego, or Seattle, which one do you like the most? I love San Diego, and I really like Seattle too. Like I really enjoyed Seattle with the scene there. That was a really cool town. So San Diego 1, Seattle 2, LA 3 for that one. Let's see, Coimbra, Pedro Braz. I have been to Coimbra. That's the big university town in Portugal, and they have the Quebra-Costas. They have like a hill like this. You walk up to go to the university. I think that's how all those Portuguese college students stay so thin with all that really good food they have and all the good wine. But they have the Quebra-Costas, this hill. You walk up there, and it's like this, and the university's on top of the hill, and they have probably the most, or at least one of the most beautiful libraries anywhere in the world is the Coimbra University Library. So if you get a chance, get off the train for the day when you're coming down, going through from Porto to Lisbon, and just go see it because it is a kind of a cool town to check out. I mean, it is a university town, so you have all the university students and stuff, so it gives a nice young vibe. So that is pretty cool. So Pet Lover asks, Mark, come to Miami and do a video on my city. We will do a video on your city. Don't worry. It's just tough to get all the time for these things. I see. Here, one person's asking, what about Colombia? Can you do your do's and don'ts of Colombia? And yes, we will. So there's so many. Like I have a book where I list the places where we want to go, and it's just like list place after place after place after place. You're just trying to find the time to get to all of them. So we're trying to find ways to travel more, but also I don't want to do it like in a quick trip because that hurts the videos because I like to go. I do research before we go to these places, but I want to stay there and say, was that research right or not? Because I want to have my own experience. Because I don't want to just regurgitate other things. I want to feel my own experience and understand things on my own, so I can go. Because I know Colombia is awesome. And I've seen the stuff. I want to go there, but people are really scared to go there because they're thinking it's the 1980s and drug dealers and you know the Cali cartel, the Medellin cartel is going to get me. Whereas there's a lot of cool stuff to do there now, and it's really beautiful. And I was talking to the Brazilian brother of mine who just got married, and he's like, dude, Colombia is like amazing, and he travels all over. I'm like, I gotta get there, and it's a question of getting the time to fill all the stuff in. So we're trying to get it in there. Oh, Kathleen Anderson Meyer, hey, how are you? She writes, have you visited any Baltic countries? Actually, I worked in Lithuania for 3.5 years, and while I was there, I worked in Estonia and Latvia as well, so I had a good time. So, Vatican Assassin, you're back. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. What's the craziest thing you've ever done in Tijuana, Mexico? The craziest thing in Tijuana, I didn't go down to Tijuana. But the craziest thing I think my dad would tell you about my time in Mexico when he worked down there, we were in Guadalajara, and I met some young ladies when I was down there, and they showed me around Guadalajara for a few days. And one night we were driving around, and apparently, like, I had long blonde hair and I was skinny at the time. We were riding around in the back of a truck, and these guys thought that I was with the girls, so they were chasing us around Guadalajara, and we were like hiding behind a wedding party to get away from these guys. And then, like, I ended up getting home. Like, we were driving back from Guadalajara back to Illinois, and I get back to the hotel, and I like walk in the hotel, and my dad's already got everything packed. He's like, "We're leaving in 10 minutes, and don't ever tell your mother about this." So it was kind of funny because I was like, well, thanks, Dad. But that was kind of the craziest thing that happened. I mean, but we've always had a good, I mean, I'm a huge fan of going to Mexico, and the people down there are so awesome. So I have nothing really bad to say because even my crazy experience has been good. So there's that. Hugh Rose, which country from your experience has the slowest passport control? That's a tough one. Actually, it kind of depends which line you're in. I mean, I've seen them take forever. So, like, I look at the lines, which ones are moving faster, because some agents will actually take longer than other ones to search through stuff. So it kind of comes to, like, just check the line you're going through, because that's one of the things is I've had a long time actually flying into Minnesota from Japan. Oh, my God. That was, like, it was just, like, people were telling us sometimes it takes them 2 hours to get through all the people, so you miss your connecting flight. So, like, flying to Minneapolis from Japan with Delta was a great flight. But thank God we were near the front of the plane, so we only had to wait like 30 minutes to get our passport stamped. Whereas the people at the back of the plane, man, I mean, 2 hours of stuff. So it really, anywhere you go, you can get kind of be SOL. So there is that. Let's see. Hi from Texas. Good to hear from you. Oh, you travel. Okay, so Chloe Fetty, Ichlo Fetty, I don't know. Hi from Texas. Thank you for the travel of the past 2 years. I now travel internationally for my job, and your videos have helped me in Canada, Germany, and other parts. Well, that's really cool. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Arthur, right above her, says, any advice for visiting Berlin? Museum Island, where all the museums are. The Pergamon Museum is my favorite. The Gates of Babylon are there. The Pergamon altar is there. That is my favorite one to go to when you are there. And have the currywurst, the bratwurst chopped up with curry ketchup on top. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. Oh, wait, I lost one. Someone was in Faro, in the Algarve. Oh, no, I lost you. I was going up. So whoever's in Faro and Algarve, I'm jealous. Eat well for me. Enjoy the beaches. Go to Lagos and take the boat and go in through the grottos there. That's really cool. So Catherine Harrison, hi, Mark. I love watching your videos before traveling. I'm going to Amsterdam early November. What was your favorite place to visit in Amsterdam? Rijksmuseum. I love that. Just take a canal boat tour. That was cool. What I really liked was not going to the red light district, like exploring like the farther kind of circles out. That's what I really love, is just walking around and taking it all in. Get a bike and make sure you figure out the bike rules so you don't get killed. But it's a really great time. And also, if you want like a little easy, there's so many easy like little trips you can go on to. 20-minute train ride, 15-minute, 20-minute train ride from the center. You can go to Haarlem, which is a beautiful little town. I recommend going out there. That would be a good, well worth your time, because I mean, seriously, it's 15 to 20 minutes on the train from the central station on like a local train. So it's like, $5. Well worth it. Go out to there. You'll definitely enjoy it. And thanks for flying Delta. Yes, Kevin, I do that a little bit. So there is that. Good travel. What is the cheapest country? I found that cheap that was really worth visiting Nicaragua. I know Nicaragua's having some political issues right now in Managua, but we had a really great time there last year, and like Jocelyn wants to move there and retire there. But that was a good cheap place, and the people were really nice. I mean, I really enjoyed Nicaragua. So was that. Marbella, Spain. Terry Perron. Marbella, Spain. Is it just for the wealthy? It looks beautiful there, but I'm thinking expensive. Well, Marbella is a big like retirement kind of community for a lot of English tourists. So if you want England in Spain, that's what you're gonna have with Marbella. So that's what I would say about that. Down with the Tower and Sarah, the way better wife Sarah than just Sarah's awesome. Advice for traveling to Iceland: 4-wheel drive vehicle. Plan ahead. It's going to be expensive, so pick up stuff at the stores. I actually had friends of mine who took ramen noodles with them there and had ramen noodles for breakfast every day to save money. So there was that. But we have a bunch of videos. Just put Iceland Wolters World. Actually, we have a blog post because we just started redoing the blogs. We have one, what to know before Iceland. So if you don't want to listen to my voice, you can read it up on there. So there's some stuff there. But we have Shocks of Iceland, Love and Hates of Reykjavik, Love and Hates of Iceland, what you should know about Reykjavik, what you should know about Iceland, top sites in Iceland, all that kind of stuff, so that should really help you out. Have you ever tried Milanesa in Uruguay or Argentina? Yes, Gabo, we did. We actually went to a Milanesa house in Belgrano or in Palermo a couple weeks ago when we were there, and we did eat up. Man, it was so good. If you're not sure what Milanesa is, it's like a Wiener Schnitzel kind of stuff, fried tenderloin kind of stuff. It's good. Of course, anything with meat in Argentina is good, and Uruguay, so there is that. Okay, so Julian Angel, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Is Leipzig a good city for experiencing German? I'll be there for 3 weeks. Okay, Leipzig is an interesting place. If for East Germany, it's probably one of the cities you want to see. When you're there, some trips you should take. Go to Dresden. Okay, it's easy to get there to Dresden from Leipzig with the Deutsche Bahn. Up to Berlin, you got to see that. And then you can go see a little bit more common to get there, but like the Harz Mountains is kind of near the border where it was West and East Germany. Beautiful mountains, but also cute little towns like Wernigerode and Quedlinburg. But also if you're in Leipzig, you can get to Dresden and then head down to Prague. So that would be kind of what I'd be there. Because if you're there for 3 weeks, I'm going to guess for work, so you probably get like a couple days off each week. So you got like 4 or 5 days free. Go Berlin, Prague, Dresden. Those are the 3 ones I'd recommend the most for you. But there's Lutherstadt Wittenberg, there's right by there too. So there's quite a few things to do. So you have a good time. Henry's back. Hey, buddy. Mark, in all your travels, have you ever stayed in any hostels, hotels, or in a house that was infested with bed bugs, cockroaches, or rodents? Any stories? Yes, I have. But I would say the most disgusting hotel I ever stayed at, or we walked out on, was actually in New Hampshire. New Hampshire had the grossest hotel I've ever been in. Like the lipstick was still on the glass, and you could just it was just the most disgusting place. But we've had the thing is with for example when I've traveled to South America and stuff like that, I'm out in the bush and things, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not expecting too much. So there's bugs and stuff like that, nothing too bad. I forgot where I did get bed bugs once, and they just ate my feet alive. It was just really bad, and that was last summer because I did 10 weeks in Europe last summer filming, and it was I don't know which one it was. It was one of them when we were going through. They got me, so it was like, ugh. Oh, Jocelyn is finally online. Jocelyn Wolters, hi, honey, I miss you. I miss you too, baby girl. So the house is more or less clean, so you'll be happy when you come home, and you'll see me. I'll give you a big smooch. Oh, yeah, Jocelyn is quoting the bad hotel people. The skid mark toilet in New Hampshire. Yes, hers is the same one I was talking about. So there is that. The cockroach, I haven't had too many cockroaches, not out of the normal, but it's been more ants and stuff like that, so nothing too bad. But we have found some things under beds and behind things, so yeah. Ugh. Anyway, Midas Vanderbiesen writes, what do you think of the Dutch? Super honest people, freaking awesome sense of humor. Their English is so good, they get the dry humor and they'll throw it back at you, and you're like, wait, was that a joke? Oh, that guy, he got me there. So we have a good time. We'll be back actually in the Netherlands next year, so I'm pumped to meet some more people when we are there. Maybe we'll do a meetup in Amsterdam or something like that because we got some good friends there, so why not? So Shorty12341, thank you very much. I appreciate the support, and Jocelyn's appreciate we all do. It really makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. So question, I'm going to Rome next year anything in particular we should do? We are also going to Greece. We're going to Santorini, Athens, Mykonos, and any tips for Greece? Okay, so we have the usual videos for all those places. What I'm assuming you're going in the summertime. So for the Santorinis and Mykonos, book your accommodation as early as possible because it gets booked out. And it's, I mean, the good place to get booked out early. You can find like crappy places last minute, but you want to make sure you're booking out good locations now. Athens, you should be okay whenever you do book for that, but the islands, you got to book early for it. And I'm assuming you're going in the summer, springtime, something like that. If you're going to be going from like October through March, if you're going to be going to the Greek islands, a lot of the services aren't running, so hotels might be closed, restaurants might be closed. But the thing is, you get the whole island to yourself. I was in Santorini in February with my parents, and it was my parents and I and like a donkey. I mean, there was nobody in town. So all the restaurants were closed. So we got to go where the locals ate because we found the one hotel that was open. They're like, oh, yeah, come with us for dinner and lunch because there's nothing else. So that would be one thing I would say. Rome. Okay, when you're going to stay in Rome, definitely read the reviews. But remember, you're not going to spend a lot of time in Rome in your hotel because you get to walk around so much. So just make sure you're centrally located. Don't get something you got to take the metro in for, because what's great about Rome is it's so, like, the historic part's relatively compact. If your hotel is there, you can go spend a couple hours walking around this direction, then come back to the hotel on your way to see the Trevi Fountain and take a little nap or rest for a bit or use the restroom, key thing, and then you head out that way. So that would be one thing I'd help for. So Shorty 12341, I hope that helps out a little bit. Okay, back to Sir. B. Brown asks, where are you, Jocelyn? Jocelyn is at her mom's house. Her mom broke her foot, so Jocelyn's helping her mom get her house in order so she can, like, you know, the little wheelie thing she's got with her knee up. She's got one of those, so she was helping her get her house set up, so her mom got used to that. So she's being a good daughter, helping out her mama. So she's such a wonderful woman. Okay, so James O'Malley, hey, Mark, I was wondering if you have any tips on applying for China visas. Is it easy or a nightmare? Just go online and look for a China visa processing organization that will do it for you. Because, dude, it's like same with Russia. Just have someone do it for you. Pay the money. It's money well spent that you don't have to deal with that stuff. I'm just going to tell you that one right now. I can't remember who we used for China, though, off the top of my head. But I searched online, look for the one that had a decent review, and they'll tell you. You'll know if it's a decent review if they tell you, use FedEx, don't send it through the post office, because sometimes passports go disappearing in the post office. Because our place was in Chicago, so we had to send it to Chicago, and they're like, you're going to send it to Chicago, but do FedEx because we've had passports lost at the Chicago post office. So if they're giving you like legit advice like that, do that, because then your passport is always tracked with FedEx, so you have that. What we live for, most underrated and overrated country to visit. Most underrated, I think pretty much anywhere in South America, Latin America. People just don't, like, they don't really think about it. Like, Nicaragua could be a fantastic experience for your family and doing stuff and seeing nature. And Costa Rica is still very popular, but it's still an amazing place. And going to Peru, there's so many things I think they're underrated about that part of the world that people don't go to. And I see it in our videos because, I mean, a fraction of the people watch our South America videos and Latin America videos versus our Europe videos. And the thing is, like, there's so many cool things to see, but people don't realize that. And so you don't have a lot of the tour guides, the travel blogs going down to South America. Southeast Asia, we got 4,000 videos on Bali, but we got 4 decent videos on Nicaragua. So that's another thing, is people don't know about it. So, and I don't know if they have the budget in Nicaragua to get influencers down there to film and get people to go. So there is that. Hey, Ungar San Fatigue, who wants to go a place where you can get killed? Look, please, I'm just gonna. You're gone. Download Tower at 20. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mark, have you looked into visiting Madeira or the Azores? I have. I know Delta flies now directed to the Azores. My old roommate, she's a French girl. She's my age. Audrey, we were tight there at Liam's baptism, and we're really close. She's having her second kid there. Surprise! So congratulations, Audrey. She lives there with her husband Nuno and their boy Luis in Madeira. So we will get to Madeira sometime. So we will have that. Yes, Nora, you're right. For that reply, you are. It can happen anywhere. So Emperor King, man, I'm sorry. Vietnam, that Southeast Asia tour is going to be coming. South Korea might be a little bit farther out, but Southeast Asia is definitely going to be happening. We're looking to do that kind of like a longer one when we have like 2 or 3 months so we can see a lot of stuff together. So we do have that. Tyler, cool guy, do you have an airline that you try to avoid to fly on? Yes. If it's an airline I've had bad experiences with, or like, I know Jocelyn's not a big fan of Allegiant because every time we've been on theirs, their planes have been dirty, so she's always worried. Like, if they can't clean their planes, are they managing their planes? I mean, you don't know. And so people get really freaked out. So if we don't feel comfortable on a flight, we'll try to avoid them. But sometimes you don't have a choice. Like, I was flying, I'm not a big fan of Ryanair. I love EasyJet, and I love Vueling, but I'm not a big fan of Ryanair. But when I was flying from Poland to Italy, well, there was only one Krakow-Rome flight, and that was Ryanair, and I flew with them, and it was fine. So you got to be kind of in between. Let's see. So Tosh T writes, Francesinha, delicious. So Francesinha, if you don't know what this is, we're going back to a food thing. This is in Portugal. In Porto, in the north of Portugal, they have this thing called Francesinha, which means little French girl. And basically what it is, it's like bread, meat, ham, I think egg, cheese, and then they douse this like this salty sauce on top of it, and it like soaks through. It's fantastic, but it's one of those things you only get it in Porto. I think they have another place in Portugal. It's really like a Porto thing, so that's a really good one to have. Blake asks, "What do you do as a PhD?" I'm a professor of marketing. I'm an associate teaching professor would be my title. So Henry Vang writes, I bet you get noticed all the time. You'd be surprised. I don't get noticed very often. Usually when we'll go, even like if it's a place I've done a lot of videos, like in Venice and stuff like that, if we're there all day, we might get 1 or 2 people that'll say hi. But now it's starting, I'm not getting so much, like in South America, we didn't get anybody. Like a couple of people, I think in 3 weeks we were there, like a couple of people. But in the US, we don't get noticed so much. It's more like Europe, we've gotten more. Japan, we got a few times, but it's not that often. And it was funny because where I'm teaching, one of the students came and said, hey, you're Wolters World. I'm like, yeah, hi. It's like, yeah, I love your videos. Like, cool. It's like, wait, you work here? I'm like, yeah, I work here. It's like, oh, cool. So it is nice. And that's the thing is if you ever see us around, come up and say hi because we love meeting our fans and saying hi and talking to them because it is a really nice thing to do because you guys really help support us. We love helping out other travelers. So please, please, please come say hi. So we have that. Privyet, Heroes, Volgograd, any place worth visiting. Maybe we don't need a ton of time there, but it's still worth visiting. York or Chester for a side trip from London. Wow, York is kind of far for a side trip, Shelley. But York is my favorite city in England, so I would go with that one. But it's kind of a far ride, and the trains in England are kind of expensive. But Chester with its twisting spire is kind of a cool thing. But if you had to choose one or the other, I would do York. Okay, so you have that. Caroline, what's wrong? So please upload the video for exchange students. Oh, okay, so Nick, some of the things for exchange students you want to look at. Hold on, someone's at my door. Be right back. Hold on. Oh, I think it's Liam. Hello, come on, Liam. I'm on the computer. Over. Well, come say hi to people. Say hi to people. So, Liam needs to get his bike and get some stuff. Hold on, Liam. I'll help you out in a sec. So I got to help him out since I'm here by myself. Ava says hi. She is 9, is already a world traveler. Hi, Ava. I hope you have a great time. Keep on traveling, young lady. And thank you, everybody, for all your support and all the super chats and everything. I got to make sure Liam gets his bike out and his helmet on so he doesn't hurt himself. So he's a little adventure boy. So we love you all. Thank you so much for supporting us, and thank you for watching. Sorry it's only been an hour, but hopefully we'll get some more of these out here to help out. So thank you very much. Maybe we'll do one later tonight, I don't know, or maybe tomorrow night, because I know a lot of people can't always get these, so I'm trying to get some different times. So we do have that, but he's going to run off without a helmet, and he's not the best bike rider. So I got to do this. Love you all. Thank you very much. Have a great time traveling. Send out your questions. Thank you very much. All the best. Bye.